I'm not much of a morning person. So you will have seen me turn the horses out around 6:30 this morning. And then what I'll normally do is come back inside to have breakfast. So they have a chance to eat their hay and graze for about 30 minutes or so, just so it kind of buffers their stomach with some forage before they eat something more concentrated like their grain. Now that I've had breakfast and spent a little bit of time with Sid, she's off to work, and I'm going to go out and feed the horses breakfast and then go from there. A few things that I had planned today ended up being canceled. I was going to bring Rowan off property to see a saddle fitter, and then I also was having the arena guys come out, till the footing one last time, but it was way too hot yesterday and too dry. I had to come back in the house for a minute because I forgot to put sunscreen on. Then I'm going to go back out and start working horses before it gets too hot. Because my plans got canceled, I have a lot of unplanned free time, so I hopefully can catch up on some of my projects around the barn and do some cleaning and make some more progress on some of the summer projects that keep getting put on hold because things get very hectic or busy. This is Otto, a senior Frisian I care for who has megaesophagus. We monitor him really closely with our veterinarians, and you may have noticed he has to wear a grazing muzzle out in the pasture. That helps keep him safe while grazing and on grass. But another thing that has been helping him lately is incorporating a little bit of in-hand work. So what I like to do with him is just some walking poles, a little tiny bit of lateral work on the ground, and lots of stretching, so belly lifts and butt tucks to keep him engaged in the hind end and in his core. It's just a simple way to help him with his general muscle atrophy and keep his top line maintained and slightly improved because of his issues with keeping weight on. Here with Rowan, I'm going to do some long reining and use the equibands. I'm leaving up the walk poles and just going to do some light work because the ground is pretty hard. And I don't want her to get footsore or put any unnecessary strain on her. I really love using the equibands for core engagement and engaging the hind end when we're doing something relatively simple because it doesn't put much strain on the joints. But it does target those areas of her core and her hind end while doing something less intense if you're experiencing like hot weather, such as today, or you have hard ground. So it's really perfect for that. I also like using long reining because I can have a little bit of contact, which will help further engage her top line, and then I can help keep her straight as she's walking over the poles, which she kind of gets a little bit wiggly with. Ruby is going to be doing the same thing, but I'm not going to be using long reining with her. I haven't introduced long reining yet to her, and I'd like to make a video out of that, so I'm just sticking with a normal lunge line, and I'm just putting the lunge line through the bit and then over her pole onto the other side of her bit, just so that it has more even pressure distributed to both sides of her mouth. Again, I really like using the equibands in this scenario where it targets their core and their hind end in a non-invasive way that doesn't disrupt their natural movement and their natural swing. I've also noticed lately that Ruby is a little bit chunky, so she's in a lot of consistent work, just light work right now, but I want to make sure that she doesn't gain too much weight and that she can slim down a little bit and build up her top line again and really engage her core after she's had Tenny. So the equibands really help with this. Okay, everybody got worked for the day. And I'm a little bit behind schedule because I was moving around the sprinkler. And some guys came out to survey the property. I'm going to put Rowan out in a minute. After that, I can go inside and get a quick snack and some water. Plus, I need to change my shirt. I sweat so much, and I definitely sweat through my deodorant. And then I can run to Tractor Supply and pick up my order. I was hoping to have stalls done by now, but it always takes longer than I think to work 3 horses. What? I just have to quickly put away all of my stuff. While I'm eating my lunch, I'm at my computer at my desk, and I'm going to check emails and do a couple things like admin things while I eat. I really enjoy eating while doing something, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to eat this. I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab some hay to put out in the pastures for lunch. So there's not a lot of grass growing right now, so they have to have a lunch hay. very hot out right now. We're here. Just waiting for them to bring my order out because I did a curbside pickup. Okay, I'm home. I've got the ulcer guard and now I'm going to do chores. I had my vet out over the weekend because Teddy had a bump on his face and I was pretty worried about it, but it turns out everything's totally fine, thank goodness. He just has an abscess that needs to drain. He must have bumped his head on something out in the pasture or, I don't know, gotten caught in something, I'm not really sure. But he has to be just on a really small dose of Banamine. And then we're giving him some ulcer guard to make sure that his tummy is happy. This actually gives me a really good opportunity to get him confident and comfortable with administering oral medication, and he is such a good boy about it. The stalls are open and ready for tonight. We've got fresh water and hay for everyone. And I'm gonna go in and finally have a shower. And then probably another snack. It's pretty hot, but nobody is out there sweating. They're just kind of having their afternoon naps. I'll just keep an eye on them throughout the afternoon. If they get too hot, I'll definitely bring them in and turn their fans on, but I think it'll be okay. What I really want to do is get some cute name tags for the stall doors. I just got done showering and I'm going to make myself a smoothie. Then I'm going to do some admin work. I have to submit my payment for the inspections, but I have a little bit of free time, so I'm going to make another snack. So yeah, I'm looking at horses right now. I'm literally on my computer looking at horses. It's around 4 o'clock. I think Sid is on her way home from work. I'm gonna put some more sunscreen on and then I'm gonna start working on the fence line. I'll show you what I mean. Sunscreen application number 3, I think. I also have this hat that I antiqued a while ago, last year I think. And it's perfect for mending fencing. Thank God for that breeze. Here is the fence line that needs to go up. This was fenced in, but I had to move it over to accommodate where the arena is going. Right now we're going to focus on getting this fence line put up to create this big field, but then eventually I'm going to split this field into 2 with a gate in the middle, just like our other pastures, so we can combine them if we want to keep it that big size. But if we want to section it off and do some more pasture rotation, we have that option too. This is just taking a long time because the ground is so hard. It's all clay, and all I have is this handheld post hole digger. I think I'm gonna try to just get one post in and put up some more boards, but a little bit of progress is progress. I just am reusing the same posts and the same boards, just cutting them to the right size if they're not the right size. But there's 8-foot spacing between each post, which matches all their other fencing. And I really like this design because it's really simple to put up, it's really simple to take down, and it's really safe for the horses. You can also reuse material to a certain extent. I'm going to start digging, and I just realized that I didn't put deodorant on. I wouldn't recommend wearing Crocs around horses, and I wouldn't recommend wearing Crocs when you're doing fencing. I'm done with the fencing for now. I actually did more than I expected, and I'm very sweaty, so I think I'm gonna call that good for the night. But I put in 2 new posts and 3 boards, or maybe a third of the way down. I wouldn't recommend anyone watching this to do this at home, but it works for me, so. we're moving some chairs that my parents brought because they're moving right now and they want to have them out by the arena so they can sit and watch. It's about 9:30 right now. It's a beautiful night, so we're trying to leave the horses out as late as we can, but we're about to bring them in and give them dinner. They're all standing around waiting to come in because they know the routine, but it's a gorgeous night. I just can't believe how pretty it is right now after such a hot day. And after we bring the horses in, we're going to go in and make some tea. And the show we've been watching lately is Gilmore Girls because we're ready for autumn. So I'll show you that too.
Same thing. We have the same exact conversation every year.
And every year you point that out.
And every year you point that
And
out.
every year you point that out.
And then every year we put the flowers on the counter and forget the ugliest ever happened.
Well, at least we have a tradition.
Good. I'll be right back. It's our table.
Oh my God.
What happened?
I'm
scratched over 60% of my body.
Oh, cat cooked again?
Ow.
Sorry.
I'm so mad at that cat.
Here I am.